You get what you fucking deserve!
Do any of you know who Deanna Troi is? Well, she's a character from Star Trek The Next Generation played by Marina Sirtis. Deanna Troi is a very nice Betazoid telepath who does her best to help people. And she's played by someone who's completely the exact opposite of that unless people align with her political viewpoint. Well, why do I say that, though? Well, today she decided to run her fucking mouth on Twitter again when she's not, dunking on people for voting for anyone literally other than whatever she wants voted in. Trying to act like a stupid cunt, disowning people who she's friendly with because, oh, you have political wrongthink in your bio. Fuck you. She decides to point her cannons at the public of my state, Texas. What did she say? Oh boy. She said some really stupid shit. Like, this might be some of the worst stuff I've seen from her. So let's get into this. Don't get me wrong, my heart bleeds for what Texans are going through right now, but the mean girl in me says you get the government you deserve, and they have voted Republican across the board for the last 20 years, hashtag Beto for governor. Did I read that correctly? Did she just insinuate that Texans deserve this? Deserved all the chaos that's going around this winter vortex? This freak-ass storm that literally came out of nowhere and we had barely any time to prepare for? This big-ass storm that has killed children, probably killed countless homeless people living in cities. Did she just insinuate that people who probably didn't even vote in the fucking first place deserve to die? Because the state's run by Republicans. Even though this last election cycle, the fucking vote was super close. It wasn't even over 1 million votes for Trump. It was like 800,000 or so. Like the closest vote since Carter that Texas has thrown for a Democrat. And yet you're just going to go out here and say to the people of Texas that you're just going to tell people of Texas to go fuck yourself for the storm, even though we did not ask for this. No one asked for this. Who ironically wanted to ask for a storm that would get their children fucking killed? Who ironically wanted to be without power for days on end? Who wanted to freeze to death? Who? Who did, Marina Sirtis? Who did? And then you're going to have the gall to try to put Beto for governor. Beto nearly fucking killed somebody in a drunk driving accident. Does nobody remember that? But yes, Marina Sirtis. Why? Why the fuck did you do this? Why the fuck did you think this was a good fucking idea? To go out there and insult millions upon millions or upon millions of people in this state. Why? Why would you insinuate that we all deserve to die, even though, once again, only 10 million people plus voted in this election cycle for the presidency? And guess what? While Trump won, it was still a really close vote. You told those 5 million who voted for Biden to go suck a dick and die. Because, oh, you have a Republican governor and state senate and all that shit. Really? And then you're gonna have the gall. You're gonna have the fucking gall to say, I didn't say that Texans deserve to die. You didn't say that explicitly, but you sure as hell insinuated it with what you said. Let me read it again. Don't get me wrong, my heart bleeds for what Texans are going through right now, but the mean girl in me says you get the government you deserve. You know the whole Joker meme? You get what you fucking deserve! Only, with Joker, you empathize with him when he said that. I don't empathize with you. You entitled, spoiled, bitch-made brat. Fucking child with a goddamn social media. That's what you are. Wishing death on people. Because that's what you fucking did. Wishing death on people like me who did not even vote in this election cycle. Wishing death on people who did vote in this election cycle who didn't vote for Donald Trump. And on the people who did vote for Donald Trump. But once again, you were acting like Texans did this to themselves. You're acting like I did this to myself, my parents, my grandparents, my freaking, all of my family, my friends, people I work with. This is why people voted for Donald Trump in the fucking first place. Because they saw shit like this from you and other celebrities in the lead up to the election that year, and they said, you know what? If my values are going to keep getting trampled on like this, I might as well vote for the guy you're all whining about. And that's why he got elected. And that's why he nearly got elected twice. So, please, shut the fuck up. And what really grinds my gears is how there are people, like, I'm surprised she hasn't been ratioed for this shit. But there are still a lot of people criticizing her for it, and I'm like, yes, thank you. Thank you for doing that, people. As a Texan, I really appreciate that. Alright, and this is people from both sides of the aisle I'm seeing criticize her, and I really appreciate that too. That it is a bipartisan dunking on this spoiled fucking celebrity who just keeps saying the shit and keeps getting away with it. You know the whole Gina thing? I know people have their different views on the whole Gina thing. But put that aside, if someone on the right says something like this about a blue state, they'd be canceled on the spot. But because she's on fucking Twitter, and she's a fucking leftist who happens to vote blue, she can do whatever the fuck she wants to. This isn't going to get her banned by Jack Dorsey. This isn't going to get her censored. This isn't going to get her condemnation from anybody in her sphere because they all think like that. And there was a really funny tweet too. Because you know how Star Trek has gone political in a way that completely pisses all over Gene Roddenberry's vision of Star Trek, right? This one guy said, please call your member of Congress and ask them to co-sponsor the ban every Star Trek person from posting act. And I'm like, yes, please. Because this type of shit ain't helping the political divide around the world. Like, this is pitiful. This is some of the most pitiful shit I've ever seen. But there are still people. There are still people fucking defending her. Unironically defending her. Like, there's this one dude. Having followed you for a long time, Marina, there is no way I could ever see you saying something like that ever, even though she literally did. Well, she didn't say it literally, but she implied it, very sneakily implied it, and everybody picked up on it. You're very concise and articulate, never mincing words, but always fair. How is this fair? How is it fair to condemn all citizens of Texas, the millions upon tens of millions of people that live in this fucking state, and the millions of people who didn't even vote, or who voted for the people she wanted to be put in office in the first place? How is that fair to those people? To basically say, you all deserve this. And don't start with this is the whole climate shit. We have been trying to put this weather down, alright? We've been working for a good little bit the last 10 years to put down our emissions and all that shit. Hell, Texas doesn't even use... gasoline isn't the main... Well, it's a main source, but it's not the only source. I live near a dam. An electric dam. Not only that, we have wind turbines. That also froze. Alright, the reason our power went out was because our wind supply got fucked by this storm. Because the turbines froze, they couldn't fucking turn, they couldn't harness the energy. That's 20% of our energy supply. No wonder power went out. We had rolling blackouts. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, nobody asked for this. Nobody in Texas asked for this. Nobody deserved this to happen to them. Yet, here these people are. Oh, nope. Fuck you guys. What is up with this partisan bullshit? This is, once again, this is some of the most disgusting shit I've ever seen. Some of. Alright? And there's people also calling her out in this bullshit going, Do the people of California deserve to die or get their homes burned down because their fucking governor won't do anything to help them out with the fucking bushfires? All the wildfires and shit? Not gonna do anything environmentally about all the fucking dead plants everywhere? They're not gonna do controlled burns, which in turn led to that shit happening? Do the people of California deserve that? No. They never deserved that. And I'm not saying the Texas government is fucking perfect. It's not. No government is, though. No government is perfect. Alright? If you really want to criticize anybody over this shit, go criticize fucking Cuomo for all that bullshit about fucking the elderly people in nursing homes crap. You know, the thing he tried to cover up multiple fucking times. People continued to cover it up for him until just now. Oh, and let's not forget this little motherfucking gem from her on, November 11th of last year. Texas is the first state to reach 1 million cases of COVID. They voted for real Donald Trump. That's all. So this isn't her first time doing it towards Texas. I don't remember this happening intrinsically. But now this makes me think, oh, you just have a hard-on against Texas. But it's not just that. You have a hard-on against the people. You just have a hard-on against the people. The people. Anywhere. This could be anywhere. You just have a hard-on against people who vote against you. Who just have a different opinion than you on these things. That's all this is. All it is just amounts to a different opinion and different voting. And that apparently makes the millions of people in this state deserving of all the frozen bullshit we got. All the power outages, all the death and suffering. All the supply lines fucking up. Apparently we deserve that. And thankfully, this storm is breaking. Alright? Next few days, we won't get below 30 for probably the rest of the year up until next November. So things are going to get better for us. Hopefully. Hopefully things will get better. We'll be able to recover from this because, once Texas gets warmer, we'll be able to do a lot more stuff. But this isn't just a thing that you can even point to with just Texas. This shit is happening in Louisiana. This shit's happening in Tennessee. This shit's happening all over the South. This is even happening in Oregon. Yeah, Oregon's so far up north, you think they would be more accustomed to snow, but they're not. Okay? Oregon mainly rains. They ain't used to snow like the rest of the north. And they got it too. No one gonna say shit about them? Alright? And I just really hate the hypocrisy coming from these people. If this was under Bush, everybody would be blaming Bush. If this was under Trump, everybody would be blaming Trump. And I'm not saying this is Biden's fault. Alright? Because once again, this is my whole thing with natural disasters. It all comes down to the local response first and the national second. Because there's not much that the national can do. Alright? That's partly why Bush got so much flack for Katrina. And Trump got so much for Harvey, but we were able to recover well from Harvey. We were able to recover well from Katrina and Rita. All the crap that's happened since I've been born. But there's this whole political crap. People are really... There's this quote. I don't remember the exact way you say it. No. This is the exact way you say it. Never let a good tragedy go to waste. People are really trying to make this tragedy political. And I hate this. Alright, people on all sides of the spectrum, every skin color, every religious minority, so many people here live in Texas. And they all suffer the same shit. And she just told everybody to go fuck themselves. And you still got people fucking defending her. Marina Sirtis isn't going to get canceled or anything like that. And it's like, not saying that under normal circumstances this would result in canceling, but still, this is absolutely disgusting. Any normal person will be fired on the spot for saying that type of shit. You don't say that. Alright? It's disgusting and immoral. And I just really hate that politics has really turned into this fucking game. So yeah, in conclusion, fuck Marina Sirtis, fuck anyone defending her, and fuck all you hypocritical assholes just focusing on Texas like we're having the time of our lives when we're not. People are suffering down here. People are suffering in Louisiana too. They're suffering in Tennessee. Suffering in Oregon. They're suffering in everywhere this fucking polar storm hit. How about you help people instead of trying to beat them down because they didn't think like you? Thank you guys for listening. Don't die.